Ooh, that M looks like a giraffe.
Hey heifers, it's your girl Skittles. Today I'm going to be giving my review of Pacific Rim. It's an action-packed adventures. It may contain spoilers, so if you plan on seeing this, you may want to stop now. But you probably shouldn't stop now because I'm gonna save you some money, child. Okay, it starts off and they got these two fine ass brothers and they go in this machine. It's a giant robot and they just start fighting these sea creatures and you're like, why is everything fighting like this already? I ain't even know the credits yet or the names of the movie. It's just them fighting and then you get like, ooh, they is fighting so hard and he's like, ooh, plasma, and he shoots this beam of plasma at this space monkey robot alien sea creature thing and it dies. Kind of. But then he gets mad as hell. And then he fucking kills the dude's brother. And then the dude's like, no, not my brother. And then he washes up on sea and there's this old man with a metal detector with his kid. And they're like, that is a big ass robot. He's like, run, child. Go get some help for this man's. And the man's gets out and he's like, I don't even know what happened. And then, like, the United Nations or whatever, they control everything now because they were scared of the alien creatures, sea beast robots from under the water. So they get this coalition of forces together and they like, well, this is not going to work anymore because we just be spending this money and y'all just be getting y'all's asses kicked and they just keep being more of these monsters. And so they're like, well, we gonna do it anyway. And so they go to make their own robots and stuff. And then the other guy that was a brother from the beginning, he's like working on a construction site now. And Idris Elba, fine ass, he comes back because he's like the general or something, marshal or something. I'm not. He is something in the movie. And he comes up. He's like, nah, we need you back, child. Okay, because the sea creatures are still here, and we ain't got no money, but we can still do some stuff and stuff. So the guy's like, well, I guess I'll come back, but I need a co-pilot. And then there's this fine ass girl, I guess. She looked like a little skinny scamp scallywag trick to me. I don't, ugh. But they thought she was fine. So she's like, I can be co-pilot. And Idris was like, no. And then he keeps popping Altoids, I thought. Like, these are government issued Altoids. And then we get a revelation later on. Because he finds like, well, I'll let you be his co-pilot, girl. Because you were Chinese and you were good at fighting. And so they make her the co-pilot. And then she gets in and she has this flashback when their minds are melting together. And then she's like, no, I was once a child, and these sea monster creatures tried to destroy me and my family. And then dark-ass Idris Elba comes and saves the day. And that's why he has to take Altoids now, because he got robot AIDS, because they didn't have shielded mechanisms to prevent the radiation outflow and inflows to his body. And now he is riddled with AIDS that comes out of his nose sometimes. And then, mysteriously, Charlie Day comes out from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's like, I can get inside the brain of one of these aliens. Problem solved. Y'all over here doing all this crazy stuff, and I can just get in their brain with mind meltings. And they're like, you is crazy, don't do it. But he does it anyway. But then he needs another one. So they like, well, where we gonna get a brain at? And apparently on the black market now, they selling all the parts from the giant space sea creature robot monkey things. And so he's like, well, I'm gonna go get me one. And he goes and he runs into Hellboy. And Hellboy is there and he is just grilled up. Apparently he's a cash money billionaire now. And he's got these good ass shoes. And he's like, if you want this, and then they like the monsters come back and they deploy all these big ass robots from the Americas and United Nations. But you don't really know nothing about them at this point because there's like two teams, and I think one of them was Russian, but they just die. Like you ain't even. I don't even think they had a line in the movie. They just like, comrade, dead. Fucking, they just gone. And then then they gotta bring back the brother and the Chinese girl. But they was reluctant. But see, the one alien had an EMP and it knocked out all the other stuff. And their robot, the gypsy girl queen thing, was the only one that was analog. Because in the future, they had no idea that electronical magnetical pulsations could take out your electronic equipment. So they would sit there playing along their iPods and jamming. They had their Beats by Dre on. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just stopped. And they was like, what had happened? What had happened? And so they go and get the old ass robot. And then they go get the old ass robot. And it comes and it course kicks them. And suddenly it's like, oh, we got a sword. We got a sword that comes out of our hand. We can use this sword. And I'm like, why didn't y'all use this the whole damn movie? Why did y'all just now discover y'all had a sword? Y'all been riding these robots for 84 years. And y'all just now coming up with this sword. So anyway, then they come with a plan because Charlie now has got in the brain with his friend who is kind of like Doctor Who, but not really. He is good at math. So they put that in their brains. They're like, oh no, we can't do this. And then this is when the movie turns into Independence Day. They come up with this plan that they have to sneak in like an alien to get inside of this breach thing, they call it, and go down into the terrific world of the dinosaur sea creature monkey beasts. And so they like, oh, we got to do this. And then Idris Elba's like, well, I'm going to have to go on this mission. It's a suicide mission. I'm going to die anyway of my robotic aids that is making my nose bleed, and I'm out of Altoids. So they start going. They do a distraction, and then the brother and the Chinese girl. What happened was they fight some more, and then they get snuck in, and then he launches the Chinese girl out of the ship. He's like, no, I can do this on my own. Ain't no need for all of us to die. And he's like, wait a minute, we a big-ass giant nuclear reactor. We don't need no bomb. So he goes and he has to physically override it, and he's run out of oxygen, and there's no tension in this movie. Like, you know he's going to do it. Like, I wasn't even scared for the Earth in any part of this. Like, the alien space creature monkeys are attacking, but why? And you know they just gonna keep kicking their ass. So there was just no suspense. I don't know what Guillermo was thinking. But anyway, he ends up blowing the hole up, and then he launches himself out too in the process. And then the day is saved, but Idris Elba's fine ass is dead. And I think they live happily ever after because it just cuts the fucking credits and you just get no real resolution or filling with the plot holes. And then this one guy, his son had died, and you'll find out to the end he's a son, so you don't even really give a shit. You're like, well, I guess it was his son. And he's like smiling, like, oh, my son, he helped save the universe, but he dead. Oh, well, fuck it. I got his dog. And that sums up Pacific Rims. So just rent that shit. It is not good, child. And I like Guillermo del Toro. But this is, he should change his name to Taco Del Toro after this, because it was just a crunchy, hot fucking mess. All right, girls, Skittles out. Mwah.